Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video on, it's pretty much like makeup that you've tried that you didn't like, but everybody else hypes it up and they think it's amazing and everybody talks about it, but you're like the only one that's like, am I the only one? Like, am I the only one that doesn't like this product? Like, what's wrong with me? But I'm sure there's other people, and I'm not the one that came up with this idea. The first person I saw that did it was Jessica Braun or Jam Beauty. So I just want to give credit to her. So let's go ahead and get started. Also, I do want to point out real quick that since I didn't like these products, I took them out, gave them to people that I thought would like them, or I returned them. So I don't actually have any of these products. I will show them to you on my phone, just so you have an idea of what they look like, and I can give you some details on it if like you're curious about it. And also some of these is kind of personal preference, like it depends on your skin type and everything else. But this is just my personal opinion, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to talk about, this is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This is so hyped up, and a lot of people with dry skin love this. I have extremely dry skin, and I hated this. Not necessarily, I guess part of it is the price, because like you expect a lot of the price. This is what it looks like. I'll show you a picture. Looks like this right here. It's got a really nice fancy bottle, but I'm sure you can't see the price right there. It's $64. $64 for a foundation. Yep. That is not something you want to pay $64. I don't want to pay $64 for anything when it comes to makeup, but at least if I'm going to pay that much, I want it to be like for an eyeshadow or some type of powder that's going to last a long time. A foundation is not going to last a long time. You know, even if you have multiple other ones, it's going to end up going bad, and that's $64 to waste. Plus, it doesn't have a very good coverage. Very light coverage, and I don't really even find it like dewy or luminous. I just feel like it's pretty average. I feel like there's a lot of drugstore foundations that do this same job for like a quarter of the price, even more than a quarter of the price. So I don't think it's worth the hype, and I don't understand why people like it so much. But a lot of people talk about how much they love it and it's their favorite foundation, but I am not a fan. I am kind of curious about the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Foundation, so if you've tried that, let me know below. I know it's kind of a matte foundation, but I have heard a lot of people with dry skin say it's great, so let me know if that's any good, but I do not like the Luminous Silk Foundation at all. Okay, next, this is also a foundation. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup. I mean, this has got to be like almost everybody's favorite foundation. Everybody talks about how great it is for events and for holidays and just like flawless makeup that lasts all day. This is what it looks like if you've never seen it. For some reason my camera, there we go. For some reason my camera's wanting to white it out. I'm gonna have to put it to the side. This is what it looks like. It is $42, which is a little average, but a little bit on the pricey side for a foundation. It does come in a good amount of shades, but three things are my issue with this foundation. One, even though it has a good amount of shades, I could not find a shade that matched me 100% perfectly. Two, I know it's kind of my own fault, it is not good for dry skin. I heard some people say if you mix like an oil on your face, then it works better for them. I tried that. It just looks so cakey and gross, and just it doesn't look good. This is probably more suited for oily skin, but I just wish they made, and if y'all know of one, but I just wish they made a really, really full coverage foundation, but for dry skin, and then it didn't look cakey. It's just like, that's my dream. But I just didn't like it at all. Also, the last thing I don't like about it is that it's a $42 high-end foundation, but it doesn't have a pump. It's just like one of those pore type. It's like, I understand kind of with like drugstore, because it's like more affordable, you know, and they maybe don't have to put in a pump because like you're not paying as much. But if you're paying $40 for a foundation, it better have a pump. So I just think that's ridiculous. I don't know. Okay, next it's the Benefit Professional. This is what it looks like right here. It comes in a normal size of well, actually no, it doesn't even come in a full 1 ounce. It only comes in 0.75 ounces. It's $31, a little pricey considering you're not getting a full ounce, which is what's normal for a primer. I don't like this at all. I was really excited to try this when it first came out, and I've tried it many times since then, thinking maybe it would change or I'd do like a different method. but it really balls up on my skin. And if you don't know what that is, I'm sure you do, but if you don't, it's where like you press it in on your skin and then you put your foundation on and you can see it like peeling up, and it's not attractive. It's not cool. I don't like it. It makes my skin look really dry and just flaky and gross, and I just do not like it. As many times as I've tried it, I don't like the way it looks. I'm sorry to be so negative, but I just don't like it. If you want something that's pore filling, I really haven't found something that's 100% pore filling, but the closest I've found has been the Too Faced Primed and Poreless, and the new Origins one is really great as well. If you want to hear a little bit more about that, check out my best high-end makeup of 2017. Next is the Naked Skin by Urban Decay Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. This is what it looks like. One of my complaints with this is the shades. Again, I tried one and it was like stark white under my eyes, and then the next shade was like almost like yellowish, and then the next shade is like pinkish. There's not really there's a lot of different shades, but I feel like they're a little off and I couldn't find my right shade. But even if I did, it's just that I don't see anything special about it. It's $29. It doesn't give me very good coverage at all. I can see my dark circles under them, and mine aren't even really that terrible, but I can see it through. I mean, I guess if you don't have very many problems like under your eyes, like any darkness, then it might be okay. But then why don't you just go with the Maybelline concealer? If you don't have very many problems, or you're just looking for a good concealer in general, I would just go with this Maybelline Age Rewind concealer. It's the best. It's one of my favorite concealers. You don't need to spend $30 on a concealer, and if you're going to spend that much, you want it to actually do something good. I don't feel like that does it, so I don't know. This next one I'm so sad about, and I love this brand so much, and I hate to say this because this used to be my favorite mascara, but I used to have a really bad problem. Like, I'd be like, oh, this makeup is so good, because when I first applied it, it was awesome, and I never paid attention to what it looked like during the day, because I'd be at like school or something like that, and I didn't have time to be checking it or like being like, oh, how does this look? But then like as I wore it more, and just so you know, it's the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. It's got that awesome hourglass. It gives you lots of volume. It's $23. It's on the a little bit less expensive side of high-end mascara, but oh my gosh, does it crumble, because at the end of the day when you look in the mirror, you just have black all under your eyes. It is not pretty, and it's just like, you just look in the mirror and you're like, is this, how long have I looked like this? Like, was I walking around like this all day? Did everybody see this? It's so embarrassing. I will say, I don't know if they've changed their formula. I haven't tried it for about a year and a half or more, but it is not good. And I know they came out with a waterproof, and a lot of people said, because a lot of people have had that problem too, I think, with the crumbling, and a lot of people were like, oh, here's the waterproof, but I've heard that wasn't any good either. I haven't personally tried that one, but I still hear people saying, this is my favorite mascara. I'm like, are they saying it just, you know, to get on the good side of the brand? Or are they saying it because they don't have that problem? Am I the only one that has that problem? But it just crumbles really bad on me, and unfortunately I hate that. But I will say that a mascara that does the same effect as the Better Than Sex does at first, but still stays that way and doesn't crumble, is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara. I love this mascara. It's amazing. It has that same hourglass shape to it. Builds the same kind of volume, but you don't have like that crumbling, and it holds a curl, and it's awesome. So definitely check this out instead. Okay, next is the Huda Beauty Obsessions eyeshadow palette, and this is, I'm talking about at least 2 or 3 of them because I've tried quite a few. I started off with the mauve one. I don't know if you can see, it's really beautiful looking, and I really like it because it comes with 9 shadows, and it's only $27. So if you wanted to try one of her palettes, because she has some bigger palettes that are around $65, you could try these for $27 and still get a good idea of what her shadows are like. I did not like them though. I tried the mauve one, and I was just like, I love these colors. Oh, it's going to look so pretty. The shimmers are not good, and there was some serious fallout. And then the other colors that worked okay, like the mattes and stuff like that, it just wasn't anything to write home about or anything. Then I featured in my anti-haul, if you haven't seen one of those, I featured another Obsession palette, the silver one. I think it's the Smoky palette, and it had this beautiful shimmer shade that looks like a diamond. And then I end up convincing myself, I'm like, maybe it was just that mauve palette, maybe this one's gonna be better. So I decided to get that one, and no, it was not good. And it was just like, when you swatch it, it looks so pretty, but when you put it on your eyes, it's just like, it doesn't even look like silver. It just like, I don't know. I tried it with a glitter glue. I didn't feel like it worked. I mean, surely I'm not just keep getting bad batches of one. I don't think so, but does anybody else have that problem? And I really kind of wanted to try like the Desert Dusk palette from her, but it's like if those little ones aren't very good, I just don't know if I'm gonna like any of her shadows. But I don't know, I might give it a try. I just was not into that hype at all. Next, this is the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. It's $24. It's supposed to curl and lift your lashes. Oh my gosh, I tried this a couple years ago. Whenever it first came out, I tried it, and I was like, this sucks. Like, what are people talking about? And then I saw somebody use it. I know this sounds so stupid, but I was using it the wrong way. I thought you were supposed to, like, there's kind of a curve to it, and I thought you were supposed to put the curve to your lash, but you're supposed to use the opposite side and then like pull it up to like lift them. And so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna buy it again, because now that I know that I was doing it wrong, it must really be as good as people say it is, you know? No, I bought it again and I did the same thing, and I'm like, this does nothing, and then it's such a pain to get off. I don't really like the wand. It doesn't do anything for my lashes. Granted, yes, I do love volume, so that might be part of it, but it didn't even hold a curl on my lashes, and my lashes are hard to hold a curl, but I've heard plenty of people will be like, oh, my lashes are so hard to keep a curl, but this works so well. It did not work for me at all, so I don't know if I'm the only one, but yeah, that did not work for me at all. Last but not least, all of these pretty much I think have been high-end. This one is a drugstore. This one is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This is what it looks like. It's kind of got a weird, like, let's see if I can zoom in for you. Like a paddle. It's like a plastic paddle type wand, and you like dip it in, and then you just like dispense it on your face like that, or you can rub it in your hands and put it, you know, whichever way you want it. But everybody hyped this up, but I really do believe, surely people don't think it's that amazing, but I think it's just because of the price point. Like, depending on where you get it, it's between like $4 and $6, which is amazing. You still get the same amount of stuff. It is a really good coverage. It does have a decent amount of shades, actually, considering it's drugstore and how affordable it is. But oh my gosh, it does not look good on your skin. It makes me look so old. It makes my skin look like crepey and dry. And I've heard tons of people say they have dry skin and it works just fine. I tried using an oil and I tried using the Smashbox Primerizer under it to make sure my skin was really hydrated, plus I had used my skincare already. It just doesn't work on me, and I don't understand what people love about it unless they're just so in love with the price point and that you can get a good coverage out of it, that they're like, oh, I'll just like disregard the other parts. Or maybe it's just because a lot of people I've seen that hype it up have oily skin, and maybe it works better for them. Like I said, a lot of these could be preferences based on your skin type and stuff like that. I have dry skin, which is why a lot of these aren't working well for me. But these are just my personal opinions, and these are just products that I have tried, and a lot of them I've tried more than once, thinking maybe I did something wrong. There's got to be something, like, you just want to be a part of that crowd that just loves it so much, but I just didn't love them. So let me know if any of these products you agree with me on, or you disagree and something maybe I'll do different with them, and some other products that you feel the same way as I do about these. So if you enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Bye.